Good morning, everybody. Welcome back to cilinixfxcapital. Hope you're all doing great, and welcome to this new video on Solana. Had to do an update on that. We're going to talk about the fundamentals. We had some very positive ETF news coming in, so we'll definitely talk about that. So far, we have been able to form some sort of a bottom. If you watched my last video on Solana, which was on Sunday, you would have actually seen that coming. Sunday, we said, okay, it actually looks most likely that we have formed some sort of a local bottom. Right here at 122, we saw a reclaim of this significant level at 127. So we expected some more bullish momentum into that fair value gap right here at 140. We reached that. Today so far has been a little bit more bearish, or at least we're getting a little bit more bearish momentum into Solana. But the question is okay, this bearish momentum, is it just a pullback? And can we expect some more bullish momentum after what we've seen on Sunday and Monday after that pullback into potentially our major resistance level right here at 142, 144, which, by the way, it's a massive resistance level, right? It's a very liquid area. And the reaction to that level will tell us a lot. But the reaction to that level is a little bit, that's a matter for the future. First of all, we are pulling back. So that's the main question. And that's, whether this is a pullback or whether we are going to drop down all the way into 127. There's two critical levels. That's 132 and the area around that, which we'll still focus on in a moment. Or it's 127. And if we want to see some bullish continuation into 142 and 144, which, by the way, I would not expect us to rally up higher than that. To rally up higher than 142, 144, like spike above that is a possibility. We have a fair value gap at 150, 148. But to break above that, we would need to see a major bullish fundamental shift. And at this point of time, that is not something I think we see indications for. But we need to hold 132. If we fall down to 127, we can still find stability, but then the risk of dropping down lower into 115 significantly increases. So be aware of that. But okay, so let's talk about that a little bit more. One of the key things that I wanted to show you is that the Solana ETF inflows have actually been pretty good. Yesterday we had another $60 million of ETF inflows, which were the highest inflows we have seen since November the 3rd. And now since inception, the cumulative total net inflow is sitting around $570 million. Definitely not bad, okay? And the fact that we are still getting those inflows, and I think those inflows are mainly from the Bitwise Solana ETF, that is very bullish. When we're talking about the other fundamentals, so when we're talking about TVL, right? So how much value is locked on Solana, and when we're talking about DEX trading volumes, I think we have to be a little bit more conservative and say that the DEX trading volumes are definitely in a downtrend, and the TVL is as well. Now, TVL is logical. DEX trading volumes in a downtrend, it's not amazing news. Okay, so the fundamentals are mixed. They're definitely not bearish. The fundamentals around the markets are turning into something a little bit more bullish. The volatility index, for example, aka unrest, is decreasing. So based on that, and based on if we zoom in to Solana and we see what type of support we have around 132 with the 7-day rolling VWAP, with the naked point of control, some fair value gaps, I would say it is most likely we are going to pull back lower. So into 133, into 132, possibly even when I look at it, 131. But I do think it is most likely based on those market-wide fundamentals, based on the ETF inflows, and based on the technicals, that we'll be able to hold that. Okay, and that we will be able to get some stability on top of 132. And that, as long as there's no fundamental escalation again in the world, I think we'll be able to get a move into 143 as well, where we also, now that I see it, we have an older fair value gap and a naked point of control. So that adds a bit of a magnet to that level, although there was already a significant magnet to it because of those point of controls. So I'd say this is most likely. That means that, yes, short term I'm still bearish, but I do think we're going to find support sooner rather than later in terms of 132 instead of 127. Bad news, we're going to drop down into 127, so be aware of that. It is a possibility. But ultimately, right now, it's not looking too bad. So those are my thoughts. Thank you for watching, everybody. Hopefully it helps a little bit. But for now, thank you for watching. Take care and bye.